Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. James Sharmack here. So we are taking another step to completing the No Way Home figure line. Today I just got the infamous, controversial Electro figure. Obviously you can see why. The actor for Electro apparently didn't, from what I heard, didn't give up the likeness rights or whatever, so he has a permanent Electro effect on his face. But we'll still take a look at the figure, see what's what, see how he looks with the rest of the figures in the line, maybe compare him to the Electro from the comics, see how it goes. So they advertise this as a deluxe figure, so it's about $35. Anyways, take a look at the box. Spider-Man No Way Home on the bottom, nice window display of the figure, and it looks like a lot of lightning effects. Marvel Electro. On the side, you don't get any Jamie Foxx. You get, just another picture of Electro there. On the back, another same picture. Little text there if you want to take a read. On the side, back there. I don't know why they didn't put any No Way Home posters, but whatever. On the top, the Spider-Man logo. So there you go. That's the tour around the box. Let's take him out of the box and take a look. Okay, so we got the figure out of the box. The figure looks alright. Got a nice lot of detail with the outfit he wears at the end. A lot of wires going everywhere. That's pretty cool. We can actually bend the figure and nothing's gonna go loose or anything. Like I said, it's that head that bothers me, bothers a lot of people. But it looks like they probably did get something, had probably his likeness to it, but apparently something probably happened or whatever. At the last minute or whatever, it didn't go through. But still, it's another figure to complete the set. Obviously, I want to complete the. So I'd like to have a nice, decent diorama down the line. Who knows when that's going to happen? I don't know, but like I said, a lot of detail going on here. Nice paint apps, nice wires around everywhere. I mean, I do like that effect. I wish it, like I said, like everyone says that he has a normal head, but it is what it is, I guess. So accessory-wise, he doesn't come with too much. It comes with two pairs of hands, a pair of open hands and a pair of fists. And he has the lightning effects. Like, these are, kind of big, obviously. That's, it has lightning effects for each hand. And I obviously stuck the lightning effects on the hands. As you can tell, they're a bit bigger, than the usual ones we've had from other figures like Magneto and Thor and whatever. So that's pretty cool, I guess. So let's take a look at his articulation. I think he has the usual stuff going on. His head goes back probably that far, goes forward that far, goes all the way around. Little twist to the side. So arm goes up that far. Probably can't go all the way around, obviously, because of the wires going on. Now, the wires, will pop out, so they're also slotted, so you can just pop them right back in. Bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow, wrist rotation back and forth. His back goes back that far, goes forward that far. And, you don't want to turn them all the way around, obviously, because the wires are popping out. He has waist articulation. Legs go apart that far, forward and back, that far. Thigh articulation, double joint at the knee, ankle pivoting back and forth. So, he has articulation, but the wires get in the way. So, obviously, they're popping out of place. They have pegs on, so obviously, pop them back in, but still pain in the rear. Okay, so here he is with the rest of the villains that I have so far. Obviously, we have one more coming up. It's coming later on in the year, but you never know. They release this stuff early, but Lizard's scheduled to come out around August, I guess. But obviously, these are the ones I have. And here he is with the Spider Trio. Obviously, Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker's in the front, and you have the other two. So, moving forward with the wave, slowly getting there. So, I dig having the figure. I like having him as part of the No Way Home wave, even if it's just representation for like a second of the movie where that the electricity flashes on his head. But I'm still kind of grumpy about the fact that he wouldn't sign off on his likeness. Even though it could probably given him a few more bucks, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm not too crazy about the wires coming out where you have to keep putting them back into place, whatever. But still, it looks spot on to the figure in the movie. And I like this electricity. It's a pain in the rear with these sometimes to get them to look cool. It is what it is. Well, I'll get them in there later on, but still, should you get the figure? You want to complete the wave? Then absolutely. But like I said, watch how you're posing them. If you want the wires to not look like they're sticking out, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm happy to have it. As I said, I have the Lizard coming up in a bunch of months, so I'm looking forward to getting that fella and completing the wave. Actually, no, I still have to get the Black Suit Spidey. Then we might complete the wave. I'll get that eventually. I don't know when that's going to happen, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you did like it. Hope you are, enjoying these videos. If you do, the usual stuff. My name is James Sharmack. This has been a Nerd Room with J&J. As always, keep on collecting. Happy hunting.